Hello, thank you for tuning in to Vandalay. I'm your host Sean. Part 2 of this P-Base special, and today I'm going to fit this neck. That's my plan anyway. So we'll probably go ahead and put the water slide on it. I'm waiting for the tuners to come in and the string tree. So we'll just do this while we're waiting. So what I need to do is I need to sand this just a little. It's just a little too thick. I think it's because it's a painted neck, so a little too thick for the pocket. Not much though. I think this 220 will be enough. So first thing I'm sorry is I'm going to tape this off so that what I don't want is for it to look bad when you're looking down at it. So I want to make sure I don't get too far into the top of the neck while I'm sanding. Let me put you in a spot here where you can see what I'm doing. So this is right there. And we may have to adjust this as we go. Okay. Now the next thing that I would like to do put something down. I just usually use old t-shirts for a lot of this stuff. And all I'm going to do is fold this over and sand it like so. Now I may have to end up using something a little more coarse than this, but I'm going to try it with the 220 first. And I'm not going to take much off. I want it to be really tight. I don't think it'll take much. I don't want to go as far over here because this part of the neck is going to be exposed more. All right, so I'm going to do this for a couple moments and then we're going to try to fit the neck. Okay, so that took a little bit more than I expected, but it is fitting and fitting tight. I'm going to have to touch it up a little. So I'll worry about that in a few. What I want to do right now is I need to drill holes in this neck. And just going to put some indentions here so I know where to drill. Okay, so my neck is marked here. What I want to do is take one of the screws, and I'm going to measure it. Get it on the outside of the thread. Right about 4 millimeters. And I want to get the right bit. 0.7 is probably it. This 3.4. That's actually, this one's probably better. All right, so I'll feel better eyeing this up. I'm going to go with the smaller one because I can always go bigger and feel better using this. Now here, I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so we want to make sure we don't go through the neck, obviously. So what I like to do is measure it up like this and put a flag on it. I want to make sure it does go deep enough. So that should be it right there. And as soon as that flag starts clearing everything out, which is nice too, you know you're where you need to be. All right, there we go. Ready for installation. I do, again though, I am going to need to touch this up just a little. I don't think Mark would care that much, but I want to make it better. I got to see if I have some black paint. I should have some somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fit the neck in. It would be easier for me to touch it up before I put it on, but it took a lot more than I thought to get this to fit, and I don't want to add any paint to it, so I will just tape it off really well when I touch it up. It's just going to be a tiny area that needs to be touched up. And this thing is tight, which is good. That's what I want. All right. And then once we get this neck on, we'll put the water slide on, and then we need to let that dry for a while, and I want to put some clear over that. All right. Perfect. So I just want to do a little bit of touch up right there. I don't know if you can see it, but and I'll find my black paint and I'll do that. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. All right, let's go down here and let's put this water slide on. So the first thing you want to do with these water slides is trim them as much as you can. It's awfully hard to see this on camera because it's going onto a black headstock. So take my time. Make it smooth. It doesn't have to be completely perfect. I mean, you want a little bit of room around the edges, etc. And once you cut it, you want to find your placement. I'm just going to be right there. All right, so the next thing, scissors out of the way, is I'm going to put this, I always bend it the opposite way because it's going to curl up. So stop it from curling too much the wrong way. And I just put it right into the water. And let it sit there for just about a minute, maybe less. It'll start coming off the paper. And I take a little bit of water. I put it right here where it's going to go. Just help it to slide on better. Hence, water slide. Yeah, that's just about ready. You don't want to let it sit too long or it'll come all the way off. You don't want that. I usually do this. And then move it around. Need it to be. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Oops. Start getting the water out of it. And all the wrinkles. It just takes a little bit of patience with these. Just want to be careful you don't tear them. Just take your time. Get all the wrinkles out, and all you do is just hold it and press it. I usually use a soft, a soft cloth, like t-shirts are my favorite. There we go. Vandelay, Mark Jackson Custom. Janine is the name of the bass. Original custom build. Cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. And then, like I said, I want to let this sit here. Oh, a couple hours. And then I will, I'm going to spray it with some clear, in this instance, gloss. And what that will do, it will just keep anything from marring it up and keep it on there nice and, nice and fit and tight. All right. So that is that's going to be it for today. The Vandelay Mark Jackson Custom P-Bass Special. Starting to look like something now. Starting to look like something. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. Listen to Rifle every day. Playlists right here. Just click on there. All of our music pretty much is there. Rock on. Love one another.